Dun 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 dun. Welcome, my sisters. Welcome, my brothers. Mi familia. Welcome to the Law of One. Conscious channeling of LL research. It is my pleasure to share with you, my sisters and brothers. If you do not know this voice already, I am Robert, a humble messenger of the Law of One. It doesn't do me much good preaching at the corner or yelling from the rooftops, so I choose this medium to express myself in my love and light of the Creator, sharing with my brothers and sisters, for we are all children of the one Creator. Nice. So let us move along. The question today for QO is, though I go about every day as if I am seeking the Creator, I am seeking something that is entirely a concept in my mind, something for which I have no reference, something which I have never consciously seen nor ever truly experienced as an incarnate being. How does one seek that which is so invisible and completely unknown to the conscious self? We are those of the principle known to you as QO. Greetings in the love and in the light of the one infinite Creator, in whose service we come to you this day. We thank this circle of seeking for inviting us to join their search for the truth. It is our privilege and our pleasure to share our humble thoughts with you. As always, my friends, we would ask that each of you take full responsibility for choosing, out of those things that we have to say, the material you wish to consider. By that we mean that if our thoughts do not seem resonant to you, we would ask you to leave them behind. If you will guard the gates of your own perception in this way, we will feel much more free to share our thoughts without being concerned that you might take our thoughts to be those of an authority and not those of entities who, like you, walk the circle of seeking through infinity back to the source whence all of us came, the one infinite Creator. My brother, in asking about how to find the Creator when the Creator has no part in intellectual discussion, you pierce through the thin veneer of civilization and culture to the heart of spiritual seeking. The one known as R was speaking earlier of skating across the pond of life, staying on the surface of things and perhaps avoiding the discomfort of the depths of insight. Even on the surface of life, even in the most limited of awareness, there lies the one infinite Creator. Yet we will readily agree that in order to begin to penetrate the surface layers of illusion that surround the mystery of the one infinite Creator, it is well to think in terms of moving deeper into that mystery which lies within you. When you say that there is no objective referent for the one infinite creator, we understand your thoughts, we believe, for indeed the creator is not an entity that can be invited to parties or dressed in a paper hat. The creator cannot blow a whistle on New Year's Eve to celebrate the passage of time. The infinite creator is intelligent infinity, that which by definition cannot be thought. There is no conception in the human mind that can encompass infinity and eternity. The human mind is designed to work in space and in time, moving linearly in space and time, step by step, along the path of seeking. Yet there is much more than your mind to the third density, incarnate human being that you are. Indeed, you have two minds. You have the mind with which your body was born, and the mind which is consciousness. This is a key point when working with the idea of seeking the Creator, because one needs both minds. One does not need to discard the intellect, but rather to understand its place, and to understand that each of you, as seekers, is not your intellect, but rather is the charioteer that decides where the streets of your intellect shall go and how fast you shall take the road. The intellect is helpful. The intellect is a helpful resource for the spiritual seeker. It has those powers to analyze and synthesize and make new combinations and patterns. This investigative and analytical capacity is very helpful in developing your arsenal of discernment and wideness of thought. With the intellect, you can read as widely as you wish until you are familiar with what a number of other people have said about spiritual seeking. This constitutes a ready and helpful source of inspiration, and we would not degenerate or shortchange the value of your intellectual mind. We only ask that you realize that you need to be in the driver's seat. You often need to hold your intellect under very tight rein, for it will tend to plunge around corners of new thoughts and directly into the ditch, fueled by old mind, old memory, and old assumptions. The intellect is resistant. The intellect is resistant to change. When one becomes a spiritual seeker, one has chosen to accelerate the pace of change and transformation within the life experience. So, although the intellect can move the spiritual seeker into a situation of becoming more aware of who one is and why one is here, it is generally not the intellect or the capacities of the intellect that are able to keep the seeker in balance and on track as the tides and waves of change and transformation sweep over the seeker, who is opening like a flower. Consciousness is the other mind, which you have as a mind-body-spirit complex, as the one known as Ra calls a person on this earth. Unlike the mind, which is particularly and solely your own, you share the facility of consciousness with all beings. We are not simply saying that you share consciousness with all other human beings. We are saying that you share consciousness with every iota within the infinite creation of the one Creator. This is the second key. The nature of consciousness is not particular to you. Rather, because of your innate nature as a part of the Godhead principle, your heart beats with the pulse of the one infinite Creator. That which created all that there is a certain vibration of consciousness that, for lack of a better term, we have called unconditional love, or logos. That one great original thought, or logos, has created the starry heavens, the vast spaces within each molecule of your body, and you, a unique point of intersection that catches two worlds. And you, a unique point of intersection that catches two worlds. That of the everyday, waking consciousness of your people skating across the pond of life, and that of the one infinite Creator whose thought is a thought of unconditional love. There is indeed no objective referent to the infinite Creator in terms of your science. There is no way to prove the existence of a ground of being. Certainly scientists and church fathers alike declare the obviousness of the Creator's existence. Scientists move from an observation of the way nature works and find, if they are open to deeper contemplation of the vast, intelligent design of the creation, that there is indeed an author of such meticulous clockwork, such brilliant precision, and such unimaginable and far-flung creativity. Those of the church, whatever the type of church, tend to feel that there is no need to prove that the Creator exists, because it is obvious that something made all that there is, and something stands behind those creations that one has made. That something is defined over and over and over again through countless millennia, thousands of approaches to religion and hundreds of basic approaches that various religions and sects share. But the fundamental tenet of those who focus on religion as a way to learn the ways of the infinite Creator is faith. In religion, it is by faith that the keys are turned in the locks of wisdom and the doors swung open to offer realizations and insight. All of these words only rap at the door of the deeper truth, which is that the objective referent to the one infinite Creator is yourself. What do you know about yourself? You know your desires and the strength of your desires. You know that one thing has led to another in your life in a path that has seemed anything but straight. And yet, as you gaze back over your life experience, you see how everything fell as it did in order to bring you to this present, immaculate moment of now. What would you say if we asked you who you are? What is the I of you? This is the third key. One ancient name of the Creator is the Hebrew I am. It is variously interpreted as I am that I am, or I am becoming what I am, or simply I am. And so each of you is an I am. Naturally, you have been taught to ignore such ways of thinking. You have been taught precisely who you are. You have been told that who you are depends on your age, your sex, your station in life, your accomplishments, the roots of heredity which brought you into this life, and so forth. You are endlessly defined by those who do not know you, even your parents, who would know you more than anyone else, perhaps tend to fail to grasp the heart of who you are because they are so close to the outer aspects of who you are as they raise you and help you to move out into the world as they understand it. And yet, the whole time, you are also existing in a very profound space of I am. And this space is held in common with all things, yet in the flesh that you have taken on for this incarnation, you are able to embody that mystery and that paradox that is the one infinite Creator. We ask that you practice, perhaps daily for a while, an exercise that the one known as Ra has given through this instrument before. We ask that you look into the mirror at yourself. Gaze into your eyes, not seeing the color and luminosity of your eyes or the face around those eyes, but gazing into that blackness at the heart of the eye, which is letting the light into the internal workings of your physical body. It is through that aperture that your soul shines out. Perhaps you have known people whose gaze instantly made you glad and happy because of the quality of love in their gaze. The Creator shines forth from your eyes when you allow all of the tensions and the worries of the day to fade away, so that you become empty of all the detritus of human life. Empty your pockets, my friends. Take out the concerns, no matter how cogent and intelligent those concerns are. For now, for the purpose of seeking the heart of the Creator, let the concerns of this day fade away and open your mind to that level of things where that thing which is important today shall still be important 10,000 years from now. This takes you immediately to consciousness. You might call consciousness the mind of the heart, for indeed, within the human energy body, the seat of consciousness and the intelligence and insight of consciousness is the inner heart. A great deal can conspire to keep you from knowing, feeling, and living within your own sacred heart. Therefore, the seeker may need to restructure his or her day in such a way as to make time for that reckoning with the deeper self that brings an entity living on the surface of things down into the regions of truth, beauty, virtue, and all of those values that are worthy. 10,000 years ago, 10,000 years in the future, and in this very moment as well. It is not that you must cut things out of your life in order to do spiritual seeking. It is rather that you invite that which is not your intellect, but that which is consciousness to take its proper place as the other resource that is pulling the chariot of your seeking. You do not have to depend on your intellect alone, nor do you have to abandon your intellect and depend upon faith and consciousness alone. Rather, the two are yoked together, just as your spirit is yoked to your body for the duration of this incarnation. There is a purpose for your being here now. Indeed, you have created the lifetime which you are enjoying in terms of choosing the relationships that shall be important to you within this incarnation, choosing the cluster of gifts and skills that you have brought with you to share with the world on the outer or manifested level within this incarnation. And you have chosen those blindnesses, seeming faults, and ways of being uncomfortable that shall offer you catalysts, so that in this valley of the shadow of death that your short life is, you may make straight in that desert a highway for the Creator. Each time that you encounter a tangled pattern that calls out to you to be solvent, remember that this is grist for the mill. This discomfort and suffering is valuable, for in the fiery furnace of this suffering, this very situation that seems so difficult shall shake you and break you open, so that the gems hidden within the ore of your personality may be harvested, and you may suddenly, for the first time, see a jewel-like and utterly beautiful aspect of your consciousness that you never knew was there. It was only through this catalytic action, this shaking and stirring of the self, that you are able to see more clearly the choices that lie before you. When you seek the one infinite Creator, we ask you to remember that you have entered the precincts of mystery and paradox. All things are one, yet every single being is different. Even every snowflake is different. That is the kind of paradox that lets you know that you are on the track of the one infinite Creator. Do not be satisfied with easy answers and the seamless arrangements of thoughts that go into religions, spiritual and philosophical edifices of thought. For these are edifices of the mind and the intellect. They shall not bring you to the Infinite One. They shall only make you very good at moving symbols around in your mind, so that you feel that you have thought upon the divine. Instead, we ask you, if you wish to know the one infinite Creator, to invite that Creator into your life. This moment, ask, and you shall receive. Can you bear the brightness of the face of the one Creator? We believe you can. And in that faceless face that exists and does not exist, in that place of mystery and paradox, shall you find a pleasant land indeed, opening before you, a land in which you feel that Creatorship within you. Another suggestion we might make to the seeker who is working on this deep question is to move from an assumption that is chosen irrespective of its obvious truth. As the one known as G said, he acts as if he were seeking the infinite one. We would ask him to take it a step further. We would ask him to act as if he were the creator. He has created everything in his creation. You all have created everything that there is in your creation. You have named every feeling, every object, and every point of view as you choose. Experiment, then, my brother, with acting as though your thoughts had the power of creatorship. This is not a great stretch, for indeed this is true. You are the creator of your universe, and your thoughts have the power to adhere to life as you know it. Therefore, we ask you, what shall you create this day with your thoughts? What kind of creation have you created? What environment for spirit have you provided for yourself? When you speak, are you aware that that which you judge is judged and found wanting, and that which you approve is acceptable? We ask you to move from this point of exquisite accountability at the end of each day as you assess your thoughts. See what you think you have created this day in terms of a world in which to live, move, and have your being. Have you created an affectionate, compassionate, sweet world in which your soul may bloom? Or have you brought down the blight of intolerance, prejudice, and the acceptance of injustice and lack of love? What are your thoughts this day? For you are the creator, and that which you create within yourself is pictured into the world. As we understand the Creator, my brother, there is no entity or image which is the object of your seeking. Rather, as all things are vibration and constantly in motion, you seek the totality of vibration and motion. And as you become accustomed to this acceptance of the illusion of that which is solid and the reality of that which vibrates and moves endlessly as does light, you become truly aware for the first time of the unified and integrated nature of all that there is. And you can, at last, see that the object of your search lies deep within you. Not only deep within some part of your body or your mind or your spirit, but deep within every cell of your body, within every cell and iota of your mind, and within every speck of that shuttle which is consciousness. in motion the spirit of the living Creator. This livingness of the Creator is that livingness of you and all of those around you. All creators, all mirrors of the sacred for you, that you may see the Creator in everyone, in every bush and tree, in all of the elements, in all of nature, and most of all, within yourself. We are those of QO. We thank each of you for taking the time and the space in your incredibly busy lives to seek the truth. And we thank you for asking us to be part of that search and that seeking. Certainly, you teach us every time that we come to your circle. We thank you for that which you have taught us. And we humbly hope that we may have offered you some thoughts that may prove fruitful in your own process of seeking the truth, which is ever and always the same. All is one. You are all that there is, including the one infinite Creator. You can fold your tents, you can fold up your life, but you cannot fold up the power and the peace that you carry in your consciousness and in your life. You can stretch your life out to the heavens and to hell, and yet you cannot compass the power and the peace of the one Creator that lies within you. We wish you a good journey. The trip to the center is a trip of great beauty, and upon that trip you are never alone, for entities such as we wait to be asked to partner with you and lend you our affection and our support. Ask, and we shall be there, not with words, but with our love and with that information that goes too deep for words. We are those of the principle known to you as QO. We leave you in the love and light, the peace and the power of the one infinite Creator. Adonai, Adonai.